If you're new to any of my channels, I highly recommend checking out some of my other recent videos. I've got some really solid tap handles that I just recently featured. This one should be a Cascade Lakes, but let's check and see what we actually have here. Oh, okay, so it's actually two. These should be relatively similar, so I will most likely just cover both of them. So there we are, Cascade Lakes IRA. I don't know much about that, what type of beer that is. And then here we've got another one, which is Cascade Lake Slippery Slope. So I will cover both of these in the same video. Normally I don't do that, but in this case I will because it's a great example for anybody that's new to tap handle collecting or may just not be familiar with a few things with tap handle collecting. So both of these, you'll see that if you look at them and you don't see the label, so if I put them just like that, then they're going to look pretty much identical. So the actual tap handles that you have here are essentially the same. The only real difference that you have is with the label for the particular beer. So here we have Cascade Lakes Slippery Slope. And then the other one that we have, which I just touched on, is the Cascade Lakes IRA. With both of these, this is a fairly traditional style for pub style tap handles. So that's going to be a slightly larger tap handle, but not super large, that does have a little bit of this kind of I don't know, almost not cone shape, but I'll think of a pretty good name for it, almost like a small club or something like that. But there's a couple of elements with this that are very standard for your pub style tap handles. And you do have this kind of front shield that you have on both of these. One of the things that you may not know about these, if you haven't seen them up close, is that a lot of times you'll be able to see right here on the sticker, you'll be able to see where it's actually attached. So there you'll notice that you've got the two little divots there, and those would correspond, if we look back here, with the places that this kind of front plate or front shield would be attached to the tap handle that goes behind it. So just a little bit of great knowledge there. And it is worth checking if you're picking these up to see if you have any wiggle there. If you have older tap handles, sometimes you'll have a front faceplate or front shield that has a little bit of wiggle. You probably can't tell it from the video, but this does have just a touch of movement there, but nothing super bad. And then if we check out the other one almost feels like it's on there a little bit more firmly, but both of them are on there fairly solidly, totally acceptable quality. A couple of other things to call out here is the ferrule that we have on the bottom. There is this design here on the bottom, so this should be a hand turn tap handle most likely. And then we've got the ferrule down here on the bottom. If we look at it, looks like that's so the threading on the top should be the 3/8/16, and it looks like it may be 3/8/16 all the way through. Doesn't come off easily. Sometimes they will. And then also on the top here, we've got the finale. So this is a very standard but solid, good design for a tap handle. With these, there's nothing particularly notable about the tap handle, so it's mostly going to be something where if somebody is a big fan of the brewery, if somebody likes that beer, then it's going to be a good one. But they are fairly well-designed tap handles, so they're going to be ones that hold up fairly solidly for the most part. With these, you do just have the sticker that's on the front here. You'll notice that we have the two different stickers here. And one of the things with any of the stickers on a tap handle like this is it's always good to just kind of double check and see at the edges to see if this is the only sticker that's on here. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of glue or adhesive there. That can be totally fine. For me, my personal preference, if I'm picking up tap handles like these, I always prefer to go down to the tap handle that's at the very, or the label this on the very base. So sometimes people will label over. Typically for my collecting preferences, I will remove any labels that have been placed on top so they'll get to the base one. Sometimes that'll result in the label having a little bit of wear, but that is my personal preference. And it is always good to check for that. If something looks like it's been relabeled and somebody doesn't let you know that, then just be a little bit wary about that. But here we have the two Cascade Lake tap handles. So once again, the slippery slope and the IRA. And hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know.